Okay. I guess we're on. Okay. I guess we're... Okay. All right, we're good. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, guys. It just took like forever for everything to like load up. Okay. All right, let me... Audio sounds good, so we're good. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Dallas Cowboys franchise in Madden 24. This is your boy Malin coming at you with another live stream. So we're picking up this series. Last time we left off, we got to the re-sign players stage. We're still in free agency as far as like doing what we can, but if you look at the way that things are, we're in salary cap hell, if you will. We don't have a whole lot of extra cap room to spare. We have targeted just a few people that we need. We went ahead and targeted Andrews Pete, left guard, the former Saint, and also Jack Driscoll to be a backup right, to be a right tackle to fill in, and also Will Lutz to be our new kicker. So that's who we've targeted in the first wave of free agency, and we don't have a whole lot of cap room to spend. So obviously, this going from Super Bowl champions, which we were last season, to trying to repeat in 2024 is going to be a tall order because we've let a lot of players walk. I'm going to go ahead and advance to the next stage of free agency and see if we were able to even sign any of these players. Hopefully, we got at least Jack Driscoll and maybe Pete. At the very worst, hopefully Will Lutz is our new kicker because we needed a new kicker. We had Robbie Gould last season, but we decided to let him walk, and we let a bunch of other players walk, including some guys that I did want to keep, but we just couldn't keep, just due to our cap situation. So it looks like we've got everybody. We got Jack, we've got Andrews Pete, who I think is solid as a left guard, and we got Will Lutz. So those signings help us plug some holes that we definitely have. So now let me take a look at our roster now, because I forgot a little bit, because it's been a few weeks since I've done this. So I want to double check our roster and kind of see what we're looking like. As far as quarterbacks are concerned, I think we're pretty good. We can probably sign a third guy at the start of the preseason after the draft, but so far our quarterback room is looking the same. Tony Pollard, Deuce Vaughn, and Malik Davis. Rico Dowdle was just somebody that we had to able to get Pollard on another franchise tag, but we got to get him to a long-term deal. If we can't, then I think we're just going to have to look for another running back next season. It is what it is. Who knows? Maybe Deuce Vaughn can emerge and actually be that guy, but I don't know. He's a 69 overall. He's going into his second season in the NFL, so we'll see. Malik Davis, 68 overall. We still have Lipke as our fullback. Our receiving core is just fine. We don't really need to do too much adjusting there. Everybody who's here is good. We can draft some guys that are young to help fill in some for depth chart purposes, but yeah, we're good there. So I basically have decided to make Tyler Smith our permanent left tackle. We've decided to let Tyron Smith walk. He didn't retire. We just couldn't afford to keep him. I was really hoping he would retire so we would retire a Cowboy for life, but it just didn't happen. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have Tyler Smith at left tackle, Wes Lacoste backing him up, and Tyler Smith in 82 overall is pretty solid. We signed Pete, so he is going to be our left guard because I didn't really feel comfortable with having Sim Richards, a 68 overall, be our starter on that side. I think Pete was number 75. Can we change his number maybe back to 75? Or okay, well Josh Ball is 75. So let's see if we can have Pete be like we can't have him 76, but let's give him a number like back in the 70s or something like that. Just to kind of, make him look a little bit more like himself. I'm tempted to actually give him 77, and, why not? I mean, it's available now. Let's actually give him number 74. Let's go ahead and save those changes. So I'm basically going to have Pete probably go into the season as our new left guard. We still have Biotish here. Brock Hoffman's going to back him up. Zach Martin's still here, 99 overall right guard. We're good there. And we just signed Jack Driscoll, 72. I mean, yes, this is bargain basement deals, but at this point, we just got to take who we can get to fill in those gaps because we let Terrence Steele walk as well. So as far as new starters on the offensive line, we really technically have 3 new ones because Tyler Smith is going to be permanently out at left tackle. And I think that's the best move, if you ask me. And Driscoll and Ball's going to back him up because he's still here. We still have DeMarcus Lawrence. Sam Williams is still here. And we have Isaiah Land. A defensive end is a position we could look to get in the draft. We got Odigizua, Mozzie Smith, and Quentin Bohanna, even though in real life Bohanna was released for this season. I moved Micah Parsons back to linebacker because it makes him a 99 overall, although realistically, if you move him to one of the defensive end positions, he would be that too. But I want to put him back at his natural position just to see what we got working there. We still have Jabril Cox and Devin Harper. Van Der Esch and Demarion Overshone, we gave him number 0, Agent 0, just like he was at UT. And we still got Damon Clark, but we could use another right outside linebacker. We could use some more linebacker depth. Cornerbacks were good. We can obviously draft probably a young guy. And safeties, Donovan Wilson, we had to let Curse walk. But Wilson, as a starter now, is pretty good. We got an 86 and an 85. So safety shouldn't really miss too much of a step. And we just signed Will Lutz to be our new kicker, the former Saint. So as far as free agency moves, that's about all that we can do. Because I'm going to check one more time and see how much cap room we do have. I can't imagine it's much, but we don't have much room to really spend on anything except our draft picks. And I kind of want to just go ahead and save the cap room that we do have so we can maybe sign a couple of street free agents. Well, not really street free agents, but guys who are free agents basically before the season starts, because we could probably find some of these guys and fill up the roster a little bit more, because our roster is probably pretty small already. It's definitely not at 53. I wanted to see, once again, because I forgot who the mock draft has us projected to take. I feel like it was an offensive lineman. So they have us projected to take a wide receiver from Georgia, Various Mims. Actually, right tackle, excuse me. I don't know, I thought why it said receiver. Out of, I think, Georgia is what that says. Yeah, it is. That, I think, is probably going to be, that could be a guy that I could definitely look at taking, mostly because signing Jack Driscoll helps, but I think we need to look at drafting a new right tackle to really fill the void for Terrence Steele, because, in my opinion, I look at Driscoll as being a stopgap guy. So, yeah. We could also, if Donovan Jackson slips, we could look at him as a left guard, because Pete we're only having for basically like one season, and the same thing with Jack. And we need somebody to be here for multiple years. So I think either Mims or Jackson from Ohio State could be guys that we could look at. And, yeah. Now, later round guys we can look at as well for obvious reasons to fill in. So that's probably what we're going with. But as far as free agency, this is it. We're going to go ahead and advance to next week. We're just going to go week by week and see if anything crazy changes, even though I'm pretty much done with free agency for this 2024 offseason, because I just flat out need to save room. Hopefully in the next year or two we can get out of salary cap hell. It's not going to help, though, if Tony Pollard is the guy that's going to keep demanding a lot of money, because we negotiated with him a few times during the season. He still wouldn't budge, so we just had to settle for the franchise tag, because I did not want to go into the season with somebody like Deuce Vaughn as our starter and then possibly have to draft a running back this season if we can get Tony for maybe at least one more year or more, but we'll see. Because right now that seems like a tall order. I don't know what his morale is, and then again, you know, these new Madden games don't really kind of like give you an indication that a player's upset or something like that. But I have to imagine that, you know, he wants a long-term deal. He wants to be paid the big bucks. But we don't have the big bucks right now. We can't, you know, throw that money out. But let's go ahead and view free agency recap. Let's see where some of the big-name guys signed. Maybe some guys in the NFC East now. So Nick Bosa is going to the Bears. Eckler to the Vikings. So Tyron Smith goes to the Detroit Lions, so he'll probably end his career there. Antoine Winfield Jr. is going to the Eagles. That's tough. Christian Wilkins to the Vikings. Michael Pittman Jr. to the Texans. Josh Allen to the Bears. Bobby Wagner to the Vikings. The Vikings spent the money this offseason. And Odell is a Texan. Trent Brown, a Titan. Gabe Davis to the Texans spending some money too. Micah Hyde's in Detroit. So, yeah, it looks like the Texans, Bears, and a lot of the probably lower basement teams of the NFL really spent most of the money this offseason, which I'm not surprised about. They definitely have more cap room than teams like us who are coming off of a Super Bowl championship. So that's obvious. Let's go with private workouts. Let's go ahead and let the staff dictate that. Hopefully we can get those 2 offensive linemen in here for workouts and take a look at them. So I'm going to go ahead and advance to the next stage, which should be the draft, but I'm not 100% sure if there's something in between it, if there's some kind of staff check or something like that. We're not changing anything with our staff. Yeah, it is draft time. So we're not changing anything with our coaching staff. We're keeping McCarthy in here as the head coach. So yeah, we're not changing anything until McCarthy basically starts losing. All right, so let's get into the draft. We've got offensive lineman holes to fill. Let's see if any of those guys are available. Hopefully so. Really hoping that that left guard or tackle are available. So Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, is still available. So Mims is still available. But this Blake Fisher guy from Notre Dame actually fits our scheme. So, but you know what? Mims was ranked higher, so we're going to draft him as our first-round pick. This is the guy we're drafting to replace Terrence Steele.
Dallas Cowboys are now on
so he looks pretty good. So I like getting Mims, right tackle, out of Georgia. Good program, so I'm happy about that. All right. So let's see about maybe other offensive line options that are rated high because we need help kind of across the board. Cedric Van Pran, rounds 2 through 3. That's his Georgia teammate. We could use another receiver. Ooh, this Trey Benson guy out of Florida State actually looks pretty solid. I don't know if this is a real-life player, but he fits our scheme. Let's take a look at him. Shows decent awareness. Okay. Needs to work on single concentration, fights through run. He fits our scheme. Let's go ahead and draft him. Really just drafting Benson if Tony Pollard can't come back. And hopefully we've got somebody who can, maybe fill his shoes if we can't get a free agent signing and if Pollard, just can't come back next season. So we'll see. But Benson, I think, is a solid option for us as far as backup running backs are concerned. We got some highly rated receivers here, and a lot of these guys that are rated at the top fit our scheme. Jacob Cowing out of Arizona, Mario Williams from USC. This Mario Williams guy, how tall is he? Okay, so this guy he's not a very big guy. He's a 5'9" guy. Yeah, not really too fond of him. Let's maybe Cowing, I think would be a better option. Yeah, he's more of a better built receiver. So let's go with Cowing. So we'll use our 3rd round pick.
Dallas Cowboys.
So linebacker depth is also another area that we need some help in. So are any linebackers rated decently at all? The top rated guys are not. We actually do need a left end as well. We're in the 4th round here. Sean Martin at West Virginia. We need somebody to back up DeMarcus Lawrence, so let's go ahead and select him. He's the highest rated defensive end that's still out there, so we're going to go with him as our 4th round pick. And now we're kind of blazing through the 6th, so we didn't have a 6th round pick because of the Jordan Lewis trade. And we have one more pick. We have a few more picks. We have 2 7th round picks. We don't have a whole lot of late round picks, but it is what it is. But we need linebacker depth. So George Brown, speed rusher. We need some linebacker depth. So we're just picking, depth pieces that we need right now. Let's go with George Brown here.
The Dallas Cowboys are now
okay, I think we only have one more selection. Yeah. So this is Mr. Irrelevant. And I think we're going to have to go with, I don't know, let's see. I really want to get another guard. So you know what? Let's go with Christian Haynes out of Connecticut. right guard. We can move into the left side if we need to. We just need some offensive line depth, big time. So yeah, we're going to go with him. Because, you know, we can move into the left or the right side depending on what happens with our line. Okay, with Pete, you know, even though Pete's left guard and he's right guard, but that's it. All right, so let's take a look at the draft recap. So the rookies have all signed their deals. Let's take a look and see. Not a very big name draft here. Our top guy was a guy they projected us to take, Amarius Mims, right tackle out of Georgia. I'll have to look it up on my computer, but I think he's actually a real person. And we drafted Trey Benson, a halfback from Florida State, in the second round. Then again, don't know if any of these guys are actually real. Really took him because we just don't know about Tony Pollard's faith. We don't know if Tony will be back next season, or if, more so if we can even ink him to a long-term deal. So I think taking Benson is going to help out a little bit, because our next highest-rated guy with Deuce Vaughn at 69 overall doesn't really make me feel comfortable in terms of running back depth for the future of this team. Jacob Cowing, wide receiver from Arizona. We could use receiver depth, so why not? Sean Martin, left end. He'll back up D-Law. George Brown, linebacker depth. We're probably moving to right outside linebacker to back up Clark. And Christian Haynes at right guard. We're probably moving to kick him over to the left side because we need some depth there for behind Martin and Pete. So let's go ahead and adjust the roster a little bit here and kind of change some of those positions of some of our rookies and kind of get some of the numbers kind of assigned here. Trey Benson wearing 15. That doesn't look right to me. First of all, let me look up and see if Trey Benson's a real person. So Trey Benson actually is a real player. He is a real running back from Florida State, so I'll be. He wears number 3. Let's see if we can give him maybe, well, we can't give him 33 because that's Clark, but maybe we can give him a number in the 30s or something. Let's see here. Let's give him 30. So Benson, he'll be our second string running back, rookie out of Florida State. He's a 70 overall, actually, so that's pretty good. Do some Malik Davis to back him up. Let's see about our new receiver, Jacob Cowing out of Arizona. I don't know if he's real or not. Let's see. Jacob Cowing. So it actually looks like he is real. So it looks like that the rosters that this guy had, they're pretty accurate. He wears number 2. I don't want him to wear number 8 because that's Troy Aikman's number. That number's basically retired. So we're gonna have him wear a different number, not 12 either. We'll just have him wear 15. That's a decent rookie. That's a solid rookie receiver number. So Cowing, 71 overall. If we let go of guys like Turpin or Fehoko in the future, he'll probably be a guy that'll back those guys up. Smith, Westlaco, Pete, Richards, and Brock. So let's see, Christian Haynes. So this guy's real too. Yeah, okay. He is a real player. So he's from Connecticut. He's 63 overall. Let's see. Well, he can stay at right guard for right now. We can always kick him over the left side if we need depth back there. We're kind of trying to stack some depth pieces, if anything, right now. So actually, Jack Driscoll. So Driscoll and Mims are rated the same. I think. Let me see. Let me look at Amarius Mims's number. So he wears 65. And Driscoll actually wears 65. So let's change this up a little bit. Actually, let's give Driscoll a different number. So the rookie can kind of have his college number. So let's change Driscoll's number to yeah, we'll just do 69. That's fine. That's okay. We need a 69. Cowboys don't really go with a lot of 69, so it is what it is. And we'll give Mims. We could have Jack actually go. You know what? Let's just flip the numbers around. Let's go with that. So let's have Mims rocking his old college number. He's a very, very big kid. Let's see, how tall is this guy again? This guy is 6'7", unbelievable. He's perfect size for a right tackle. Meanwhile, Smith is 6'5", or 6'6", so we got left tackles that are about the same height. They're both pretty big. I'm going to see how things kind of go in the preseason, whether I want it to be Jack or whether I want it to be Mims, because these guys are rated at the same at 72 overall, but I feel like, the rookies just have more of the upside. And, we spent a first-round pick on this guy to basically replace Terrence Steele, so I kind of want to show loyalty to him and saying, hey, this is why we brought you guys in here. So, yeah. Let me see. What was Sean Martin's number? If this is even a real player. He probably isn't. No, he is. He is a real player. And Martin wears number 91, so we're going to keep, so he can keep his number. Out of West Virginia, 6'5", defensive end. I like that. Sam Williams, Isaiah Land. So, if Martin can develop in a few years and we have to let Sam Williams walk, that's okay. But I like Sam Williams, but I'm okay with Sam Williams being our starting main defensive end. And if we have to move D-Law down there, if things are just getting dicey and we're giving up a ton of yards rushing, then we'll do that. Defense tackle, we didn't do anything. Let's see. I know we drafted that linebacker. You had George Brown out of Lafayette. George Brown. Lafayette, Louisiana. Yeah, okay. I think this is kind of the point where these players are made up, so I don't think George Brown's a real player. We're going to let him keep 94, even though that's DeMarcus Ware's number, but it's not, I think, officially retired. But I don't think it's officially retired, so we'll just let him rock 94 this year. And actually, let me go ahead and actually move Brown over to the right side to go ahead and give Clark backup help over there. Give him his second-string guy in Brown. Let's have him over on the right side. Hopefully that doesn't dip his overall very much. It shouldn't because he's still at outside linebacker. So yeah, Brown, Clark, that's solid. We could use some corner depth, which we should have done. If I had more picks, I would have spent it there, but we didn't. So yeah. So that is what we're looking like right now. We don't have a very big roster, not a whole lot of depth, but when you're in cap hell, what can you do? So let me actually kind of manage the roster a little bit. Let me actually go to the depth chart. I'm probably just going to auto-reorder just to save all the time. Let's go ahead and auto-reorder. Yeah, let's just auto-reorder everything. So yeah, we should be good there. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at our offensive line. So we're good there. Good there. Haynes. We've got Driscoll. Right now, Driscoll's going to start at least the first preseason game, and maybe during the regular season, I'll kind of alternate a little bit, kind of see what we're looking like. Land, Sam Williams. All right, so I think we're good in terms of the depth chart kind of alignment right here. At least we should be. So, yeah. That's okay. We can have Devin Harper back that up. That's fine. 3 safeties. Kicker. Is Turpin... Okay, so Turpin is in as kick returner and punt returner as well. He's our highest rated guy when it comes to that, so it makes sense. Kickoff specialist, of course, still Anger. Long snapper, we'll have Martin in there. We're not really going to worry about the whole long snapping things. We don't have a true long snapper. Because Sade, we just let walk because they make the long snappers like low-rated tight ends in these games anyway. Okay. So we've adjusted the roster, what we need to do, which we really just changed like a couple of guys' positions, really. So let's go ahead and advance to the preseason. Get ready for training camp and get these rookies trained and up to speed. So... All right, so our preseason schedule, we've got the Broncos, we've got the Raiders, and the Colts. So we got 2 AFC West teams and an AFC South team. So all AFC in the preseason. That'll be interesting. Okay, then. So we're going to go ahead and So we're at 53 guys already. I don't think we have a whole lot of cap room. But let me go ahead and go to the free agency pool and see if there's any guys that we can even afford to bring in on one-year deals. Let me see if I can bring in another quarterback and maybe another corner. Oh, whoa. Marcus Peters is out here. Whoa, okay. Can we even afford to bring in Peters in on a one-year deal? We can. Oh my goodness, wow. Just the overall rating, guys, it's too much to pass up if you ask me. You know, and it also helps with just, you know, some depth, and we could use that. But all the other higher rated guys we don't really need. Let's see about quarterbacks, because I want to bring in a third string guy. Let's see here. Who can we bring in as a third stringer? We could bring back Andy Dalton. I don't want to do that. Do any of these low-rated guys like even fit our scheme, or no? They probably don't. CJ Beathard. I thought that was Tua Tagovailoa. I was like, he out here. How is he a free agent? Unreal. Let's go back up to the top. Okay, well, none of these quarterbacks really fit our scheme, but we're just looking for a backup guy anyway. Of course, in real life, the Cowboys traded to get their third stringer in Trey Lance, but, you know, we're not doing that. Let's just for depth, let's just bring back Andy Dalton for another season, if we can even afford to do that, because I don't know if we can. Okay. Well, then again, you know, these guys are cheap, and we can bring them in for, you know, not a whole lot of money. Let's see about offensive line. Let's see who's even out here. Juwan James, that's not really an upgrade. That's not an upgrade. No, none of these guys are really upgrades on the offensive line, so yeah. Defensive tackles. No, Marcus Peters, I think, was only really the big name guy that we could have brought in to help out with that. So yeah. What about safeties? Gibson, he's old. Neal, I mean, we could bring him back, but nah. All right. So we're gonna go with that. So we're bringing in Marcus Peters on a one-year deal just to kind of help out with the secondary depth a little bit. Let me take actually a look at him, and also Andy Dalton. You know, kind of put their numbers in order a little bit here. You know, veterans are good when you just need some more help. Well, we can't really give Dalton his number 14 back, so we'll keep him at 16 just because. He actually is rated higher than Cooper Rush, but I'm still probably going to want to have Cooper Rush as my backup just because. Yeah, I'll probably adjust that in the depth chart. Let's see about corners here. With Peters in here, okay, well, even with Peters in here, he's 81, so he's even rated lower than Gilmore or Diggs. But at just a one-year deal, this is like a one-year rental with getting Peters. So, you know, I'm okay with this because Peters is a former Pro Bowler with the Chiefs, and he was with the Ravens last. So, to me, this is a pretty solid get. And we'll go ahead and give him number 23. That's kind of in between 22 and 24 that he used to wear. So that's the number that Marcus Peters will be rocking with in the secondary for us. So that gives us some more depth. But we still have Bland and Joseph out here. Although when it comes to chopping down the roster, we may have to look and consider getting rid of one of those guys. I don't really want to, but it may be something we just have to think about. And let me actually go ahead and go to the depth chart and make some of those adjustments. Well, by adjustments I mean put in make sure that Cooper Rush is actually my backup, not Andy Dalton. Because, you know, even though Dalton's coming in here, you know, it's still, you know, I want to show loyalty to Rush for keeping him as the backup. Although I think this probably is going to be his last year in Dallas as a backup quarterback for us. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, well, we're opening up the preseason at home in a game against the Broncos. As far as the preseason, we have 2 home games and an away game. So that's what we're going with. We're just going to go ahead and play the moments. Not going to worry about playing the whole preseason. So we're going to do the preseason for 2024. And then we're kind of going to wrap up the live stream and go ahead and get ready for the regular season. Going to go ahead and do that. You know what? Actually, let's give the Broncos the Navy uniforms to wear. How about that? Current alternate. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're wearing the... Yep. We'll do that. We'll have the Broncos rocking the little old school navy. It's not really old school, but just different, you know. So preseason game number 1. The thing about going into this, you know, year 2, we don't have a whole lot of changes. The only big changes on offense are really on the offensive line, because we still got our running back, our quarterback, our receivers, our tight ends, you know, and our fullback out of anything. So I like having Lipke in there as our fullback. I really do. Although in real life, I think he changed his number to 40, so I may change that off camera. But we'll see.
Tonight.
But here we go. Season number 2. It's only preseason, but we're still getting ready for our title defense. We're Super Bowl champions now, but that doesn't mean that we can stop now. I feel like we honestly have a roster that's capable, even with the talent that we've lost on our offensive line and in other places. I feel like we still have the capability to go back to the championship. So we already have a 3rd down and 6 to open things up here. Let's see if Lamb can catch this slant. He does. First down. Attacking the offense and moving the ball very well. Let's go ahead and go with a stick route here. It's our first opening drive. I'm guessing that the Broncos don't have the ball yet. Here we go. Gallup. First down. Down to the 1-yard line. Let's go. 2 quick slants from Dak, and we're knocking on the doorstep. Let's go ahead and get Pollard in there. A little round and pound here. There we go. Blue offensive line looked good on that opening drive of the preseason, so I like that. We'll get the rookie in there in the second quarter over at right tackle. We'll see how he does.
This offense
still in the first, and we got another chance to score here with the first string. So let's see what we can do. Let's go with a bench quarter here. Bench set. Ferguson, our tight end, catches it.
That's Ferguson.
Makes it 2nd down and goal. It's pretty good there.
So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason.
Middle. Brandon Cooks with the touchdown. Dak's first touchdown throw of the preseason, and it's to Brandon Cooks. Got a quick 14-0 lead here in the first, so the first-string offense has looked very impressive so far. We still got another drive to do here in the first. But we're going to have to move quickly if I want the first string to score. Let's get Pollard out of the backfield there. Breaks the tackle. Get in there. Oh, he's out of bounds at the 1. Dak Prescott over 100 yards with 1 touchdown. Pretty good. Let's have Pollard carried in there. Let's give him 2 touchdowns.
A nice connection there, and now they're looking at him.
Here we go. Tony Pollard in the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the first quarter.
Tony Pollard ready.
Our offense clicking on all cylinders in preseason game number 1. Well, we got our backups in there, and the Broncos have cut the gap to 11. But we've got our 2nd string in here. We've got Cooper Rush piloting the 2nd string. We've got the rookie running back out of Florida State, Benson, with his first carry, and he's got a first down. I don't think that was his first carry, but first carry that I saw him in there. So we're at the 2-minute warning. I want to drive down and see if I can get something with Cooper Rush in 2nd string. We've got one of our rookie receiver over there, but you know what? I'm just going to take it with Rush. It's wide open. Get out of bounds, so that way we don't have to burn one of our timeouts. Nice job.
It gets him a first down. Now Rush.
Shoemaker drops that one.
Incomplete.
Rush so far 1 out of 3.
These big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Turpin in there with the 2nd unit. He's our primary out receiver, but he gets the first down. Nice job right there. Let's go with a no huddle here.
Looking to speed things up.
See if Benson can get a good run here with an inside zone. Got some good blocking, but nothing really good there.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, rush.
It's maybe that was a terrible throw. I thought he was going to come free on the wheel route, but he didn't. Fortunately, Shoemaker made the tackle before he could take it the rest of the way, which he probably would have had he not been there. So the Broncos coming back, driving at the end of the quarter, but they don't. But that drive stalls.
Looking for a big third down stop here. They're already
still up by 11.
Just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
I'd like to add some more here. This is the rookie. Is that? Yeah, that's our rookie receiver out of Arizona. Let's go ahead and call a timeout here. We only have one. I think we only have one left.
The Cowboys signal for their third.
Well, if we just get a field goal, that's fine. I want to take a few more shots. Actually, we don't have any more timeouts left, so we got to be careful with this.
Rush to throw on first down.
Come on. Whoa. Turpin. Touchdown, Cavante Turpin. Let's go.
Cavante Turpin, an 18-yard touchdown.
We get a nice score to end the half. Now we're in the third quarter. Kind of a stalemate here. All right, guys. I actually got to pause really quick. I got to go take care of something. Give me 1 second, actually. My phone. Sorry to pause it, guys. I normally don't do this, but I have to take a break. guys. Sorry about that. Oh, man. Sorry. Okay. Let's resume here in the third quarter.
Ball off the interception. Now can this offense take advantage? Great field position, 1st and 10 in the red zone. Rush with it on 1st down. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag.
Yeah, I know. Lost down. Hey, it's our backup quarterback.
Vicinity of that throw, and that earns
big teams.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to.
They showed the Broncos coach earlier. I know that doesn't look like Sean Payton. I don't even know if they could have him in this game. That was a bad throw. That one was nearly picked off by 30. I got a 3rd down.
Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Rush to throw. Flush to his right. And
just wanted to get some positive yards. Is what it is.
The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick
Lutz, our new kicker, makes his first field goal of the preseason, so that's solid. We're still at 21. Now we're in the 4th quarter. Still have a 21-point lead, and we're back driving again. See if we can get a quick pass out to Tolbert. There we go. Nice catch. On 3rd down, too. That was a big play, keeping the drive alive. Let's give it to our rookie running back. Let's have Benson carry the rock a little bit. I want to see what he can do.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
Probably a holding call here.
Running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
Yep, there it is. On our fullback, Limke.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hole.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys.
I still want to run it a
they're the
little bit.
lead
We're just kind of evaluating.
Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Slant here.
To throw is Rush.
That could have been another kick. Try to get it to the
nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
There we go.
The kick by
Lutz drills it.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Solid there. First time I've played defense in this game, and it's with all the backups, so we'll see about this. It's 4th down. They're going for it. This is their last chance to get any points, and their quarterback throws a duck. Looks like that's Felipe Franks. And that's not going to find its target at all.
This offense has been lighting the scoreboard up. Now the question, can they add to their lead?
You know what, I'm just going to be conservative the rest of the game.
In the 2nd half. Running game working, they'll stick with it on
break that tackle on. He almost got the
first. Stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. They'll try and run some clock here.
And he's in for his first touchdown. Let's go.
Touchdown, Cowboys. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the count.
Rookie out of Florida State finds the end zone.
And now this offense is going for it on 4th
last
down.
Chance.
The defense up to the challenge. Time to find out.
To get anything.
Franks will throw for it on 4th down.
And they got it. All right, well, it's against our backup, so, you know, it is what it is. This is all time.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert.
Some kind of positive play.
All right, so here's the situation. Onside kick.
So they're going for the onside kick, down by this many points.
Their hands on this football.
They're
and the Cowboys are able to recover.
And we recover with Marcus Peters on the hands team.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Fourth quarter, and it's kind of getting to be desperation time here for this defensive side. They need to get the ball back to their offense. They have a chance to do that on third down.
And we get the first to end it to our other rookie on offense.
Have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down.
Put this one on ice, and we beat the Denver Broncos 41-17 in the preseason.
That's a quite a show, putting up that many points to come away.
Pretty impressive preseason score.
Win for them.
Doesn't count, but you know what? Both sets of our offense look good. First string dominated from the word go. Second string came in and played well with Cooper Rush and our rookie Benson at running back. So overall successful first preseason game.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon.
And we're going to get the win. Something I'm actually going to look at before we play preseason game number 2 is the players that are eating up a lot of money in terms of the cap. Because I want to see kind of what we're looking like here as far as the team makeup, if you will. So let's go ahead and take a look at the salaries here. Because I want to see who's making the most money right now this year. Well, that's Zach Martin. So he actually has 1 year left, so for cap. So this is his last year as a Cowboy. Well, not his last year, but I mean he's on the last year of his contract. Wow, guys. And we also have to get Parsons, Lamb, Pollard, and Dak inked for 2025. Unbelievable. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're going to be looking for a new running back in 2025. Now, I know that we haven't even really started the 2024 season, to be honest, but this is going to cost just too much to keep Pollard here, guys. Because if we're going to spend the franchise tag on anybody, it'll just have to be Micah Parsons. I don't want to let Micah Parsons leave Dallas. I really don't. And we have $2.1 million in cap space right now. That's not a lot. But let's see. Who else is on the last year of their deals? DeMarcus Lawrence is too. Wow. So's Van Der Esch. So's Cooks. So's Osa, Anger. Who else? Joseph, but he can go. Turpin, yeah, these guys we can definitely let go. We're not going to fight for them. Whew. This is going to be an interesting season of negotiations, guys. We're going to be losing pieces every year at this rate if things continue. So I'm actually going to advance through. So I'm actually going to kind of speed this live stream up. I know I said I would play every preseason game, but we did pretty good in that first one. So I've kind of seen what we got with our rookies. So I'm actually going to go ahead and advance through these next 2 games and kind of just get a feel for maybe if we can, maybe trade away some guys on expiring contracts and just kind of get it over with early. Don't really know if we can do that, but we'll see. We beat the Raiders in our second preseason game, 31-24, so pretty high-scoring game. We've got our final preseason game against the 1-1 Colts. So let's go ahead and get through that game and see what we're looking like after that. And then we'll get down to cut-down days. But before we do that, let's see if we can do any trades before the season begins, because this is kind of prime trading time, if you will. So let me actually go to team salaries, and let me see if there's anybody that I don't think we're going to keep next season who is on the last year of their contracts. Okay, so I think that if we can maybe trade, so Mukwamu is our backup strong safety right now, and Kelvin Joseph I think just flat out needs to go. So he's on the trading block right now. And you know what? Let's go ahead and put Mukwamu on there as well, if he's already not on the trading block. I don't think he is. Yeah, let's see here. Joseph Mukwamu. Yeah, let's go ahead and put him. Oh, so he already is on the trading block. Okay, so. Okay. Pollard's not on the trade block, is he? No, he's not. He's not. And we're not going to do that with him. But what other one-year guys could maybe we add to the trading block? Let's go ahead and maybe add Turpin. I know he's a kick returner. But we can always get another one. I kind of just want to really just move one of these guys now and just save us, you know, the timing a little bit. Let's see here. Let's go to the trade center here. We're probably not going to have any offers in the preseason, but yeah, let's see. Ways to trade. Okay, so Trey Lance is on the trading block for obvious reasons. We don't really need anything. If anything, I think we could just do a manual trade. Let's just do a manual trade with Kelvin Joseph. Let's just go ahead and save ourselves the trouble already if we can, and just ship him out of here to a team that may need a corner. All right. So Kelvin Joseph. Let's see. What teams out here need a corner? Or maybe cornerback depth, I should say. Don't really want to trade him in the division. Lions could use depth. So let's see. Can we just get a pick from you guys? About a 6th-round pick. Trade accepted. I could have probably gone a little bit more with Joseph, but it is what it is. And also, no, I don't want to trade Mukwamu just yet. I don't want to do that. Yeah. I probably could have cut Joseph at final cuts, but just don't want to do that. So of course we've got to cut. We've only got to cut one player now because we traded away Joseph. Let's go ahead and move Malik Davis to practice squad. So that's all we really had to do with cut day. Just had to move one guy to the practice squad, and that's really it. Let's go to upgrade players because it looks like we can actually upgrade some guys. Westlaco, we can upgrade him, so let's do that before the regular season begins, or we advance to that point. All right. Let's go ahead and go to staff. Looks like we got some skill points to spend there, so that's good. Let's go to McCarthy. I want to build as much with him as I can. That's 20. Yeah, his stuff is kind of costing a lot here. But let's spend the 10 points here. That leaves us with 4. We'll save those points for later. So McCarthy's built up pretty good now based on the skill points that we've already spent in year 1. So McCarthy's getting his rep up more. All right. Let's go ahead and advance to next week, and let's start off the regular season. went ahead and, took care of the inevitable, which was trading away Kelvin Joseph. We traded him to Detroit for a 6th-round pick. It's no big deal. We can stack up some draft picks, get some good capital, and just kind of do that a little bit. All right. Well, that's gonna pretty much do it for this live stream, guys. Sorry about the giant gap in between. I had to go to the bathroom really bad. Okay, I'll say it. That's what happened. Yeah. But let me go ahead and actually take a look at our schedule for this season, because I have to imagine. Let's take a look at our schedule. Let's see how tough it probably could be. So our first game is already going to be pretty tough. Because we're the Super Bowl champions, we're opening up on Thursday night against the Eagles, division rival at home. So that'll be a very fun game. We've got the Steelers at home. First road game is against the Colts, at the Browns, Panthers, Commanders, Saints, 49ers, and Giants all on the road. We got the Bucks. We're at Washington. Bengals, Bears at home, at the Eagles, at the Ravens versus the Giants, and then our regular season finale is at Atlanta. But then again, this is simulated Madden, so they don't have divisional matchups really. So they don't always have divisional matchups as the last game of the regular season. So that'll be our final game of the regular season against Atlanta. So yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this live stream, guys. Interesting offseason. We retooled a little bit in certain areas. We still got a good team. We're an 85 overall, 84 offense, 87 defense. But the thing I am dreading the most during this season and at the end of the season is all of the big name guys that we're going to have to pay to keep, including our quarterback. It's going to be rough. We're going to have to make some decisions, and it may just include that we just can't keep Tony Pollard for another season. Even over Dak, I got to keep Micah here in Dallas. He's the best defensive player in the game and in the league, so I want to keep him here as a Cowboy for life if we can. It's going to be tough, and we're going to have to basically let a bunch of backup guys walk like we did this season, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can get back to the Super Bowl and win back-to-back championships. It's not going to be easy, but we'll see what we can do. Thank you for checking out the live stream, guys. Tomorrow, I'll probably come back with episode 2 of the Arizona Cardinals rebuild. We just completed our first season of that rebuild with a lot of backup players, including Carson Wentz, to fill in for Kyler Murray, who was out during the season. But if y'all tune into the next episode, you're going to see me deal with a pretty tough dilemma, because with the Cardinals, we somehow have the #1 overall pick. And we got accurate draft class, so Caleb Williams is at the top of the draft class right now. So we could go with Caleb Williams and try to figure out a way to trade Kyler Murray and get a bunch of picks, or we can go in a completely different direction with another skill position player for Murray and pass up on Williams. And #1, we can take any player we want, but the top 2 guys are quarterbacks. So if we go with somebody that's lower rated, that could be a reach. And Mel Kiper Jr. will probably eat us alive for that, but it is what it is. But thank y'all for checking out the live stream, and I'm hoping to see you guys tomorrow with another episode of my Arizona Cardinals rebuild. By the way, I know at the end of my live stream last, I think Tuesday night, when I did the first episode of the Cardinals rebuild, I didn't know if I was going to be able to live stream today, but hey, about that situation I was talking about, no worries. Still dealing with some personal things, including fixing my car, but I'm in a rental for the rest of this week, so we'll see what happens there. So anyway, just want to let you guys know that other things are going okay, but still trying to get some Madden gameplay just to kind of take my mind off of things and do that. So thank y'all for checking out the stream, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.